everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm doing something a bit different today. I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial. I call it a tutorial. I'm not that good at makeup. I don't really wear it most of the time unless I'm going out. Obviously we're not going out at the moment because it is lockdown. But it's nice to feel a bit nice sometimes, so we can do a basic look. So I've got all of my, well, some of my usual makeup in front of me that I use. I use I don't know. This is a bit controversial. I don't use face powder specifically. I tend to use a baby powder. Lots of people will tell you not to use that, but I use it, so I don't care. Anyway, I digress. So this is highlighter. I'm not going to use that for quite a while yet because that's sort of one of the last things you use, but I just like this one. Thought I'd show it to you. This is I'll tell you about this in a minute. Actually, I'm just put this down for now. I get a bit excited and love to touch and pick up all of my makeup before I started. So the first thing you should do before you start your makeup is to put a bit of a primer on. Now this can be anything with a sort of a glycerin base in. Now I've already done that, so I don't have that here to put on. I just use a moisturiser that I have that I really like. That's going to help to keep the stuff on your face. That's my face, in case you're wondering where your face is. Now, so then after that, obviously, you're probably going to go for a bit of foundation. Now, some people like to do a bit of contouring first and all of that jazz, but let's go to the foundation. On my left here, I've got a sponge. I'm going to use the sponge, yeah, not the brush, and then I'm going to use the foundation. It's just behind the powder there, just behind the powder there, and it's fallen over a bit. That's it, yeah, got it. So I'm going to just pop a squirt of that on the sponge. It doesn't matter if it gets in your finger as well, just rub that into the sponge. And then just dab it on. Dab it everywhere. Now you can, yeah, now it's quite good if you sort of work in a systematic way around the face, but sometimes you just can't be bothered, so you just sort of wipe it, you know, and as long as you get most of the areas covered. I mean, maybe some people don't need a full coverage, maybe you've just got a few blotchy bits you want to, you know, conceal. Yeah, that'll do, why not? You don't, I mean, look, we're in lockdown, we don't need a full coverage. If there's a big splodge left on a bit of your head, just maybe go back in and try to just rub it in a bit more, but don't sort of freak out about it or anything. And yeah, I mean, yeah, normally, yeah, probably I would spend a bit more time blending that in, but yeah, you don't want to sit here staring at me doing that. So that's fine. So let's say your foundation is done. Let's just say that it's done. Let's just put your sponge down, and then if I use my baby powder, now you obviously will probably prefer to use like a good old, you know, a good setting powder from whatever makeup brand you prefer to use. Yeah, so I'm just using, this is just like a Boots Own baby powder. It's hypoallergenic and all that good stuff, so it's all good, cruelty free and all that jazz. I just sprinkle a bit of that. Just I normally just sprinkle it on, if I've got a clean makeup table that I'm working from, onto that, or onto an empty, maybe an old makeup pan that I've not got one, so I'm just going to sprinkle a bit on the table in front of me for now. And whew, it gets in the air because it's really fine, so if you do it like I just did, it's not good for your lungs probably, so I wouldn't, maybe just be a bit more cautious. I know, silly me, and all that jazz. Anyway, I've got plenty on my table now. I'm gonna have to clean that up later, good and proper. So I've got my powder brush. Yeah, I've picked up the right brush because I wasn't looking at what I was doing, and I've picked up the right brush just by pure, I don't know, what do you call it? Well, I don't know, but already I'm dabbing it in the powder, so let's go. Let's put it on. Set your face, set your foundation. Now, probably it's quite easy to get it in your mouth because it is powder and it gets in the air and it's very fine powder. But I usually like to stipple it, but I've forgotten how to do that today, so I'm going to just sweep it across your face. Normally if you stipple it, it sort of stops you wiping the foundation off that you've just put on. But today, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm drunk, I don't know, I've just lost my mind. I've even just put a bit in my ear. Anyway, so I've got some foundation, I've got some powder, we're all set. So that's our base. Base is done. All good for the base. I really wish I could reach my wine, but I can't, and I don't think I should risk it. Because I'm just really tired and I don't know if I'm gonna... Okay, yeah, no, I've done it. Great. That's good. I needed that. No, don't put it down on the remote control for the camera because it will probably tip over and then go on your makeup and then you won't be able to use it. So next, what would I do next? At this stage, I'm not quite sure. I'd probably do some eyebrow work. I'm a little bit worried about this, but the powder is all over the... Yeah, I've got this lovely... Now, let me explain something to you. It's lockdown and I've run out of eyebrow pencil. And I don't really have eyebrows. I mean, I have eyebrows, but they're not proper, so I have to sort of do a bit of work to draw them in. A bit of good work to draw them in. I've got this eyeliner pen. It's in black. Now, the thing is, before I put it near my face, I am going to just explain that I dye my hair black and I dye my eyebrows black. Yes, I dye my eyebrows. Anyway, I use black, so they don't have very many true black eyebrow pencils, so I have to improvise. So I usually use like an eyeliner type thing. Now this is an eyeliner pen. It's all I've got left in this situation we're in. It actually works really well. It doesn't dry blue or anything weird like that, like tattoos and stuff. So it does work, and then I sort of set it with a bit of an eyeshadow. So we're gonna paint on some eyebrows. Good. I'm really glad that now you've got to find your eyebrows. Especially if you're like me and you don't really have any, you've got to look for them, and just stroke them, and you'll be able to feel the hairs if you've got any hairs. But mind your eyes, because if you put this in your eye, it's gonna sting, mate. I like the Frida Kahlo look. I don't know about you, but I'm quite into mono brow, so we could have kept going. In fact. You know what? I'm loving right now just having one big eyebrow, one massive eyebrow, and one little one. I mean, we're setting trends now, mate. We're setting trends because it's lockdown. You know, no one's doing anything the same way they used to. So just feel it as you brush it in, and make sure that you get that. I mean, literally paint it on. The more brow, the better. It's really good when you just have... I mean, it's the thing now, isn't it? Big eyebrows, big, uneven, bushy... I mean, these brows, mate, they are on point. On point. Now, I've got to say, normally at this stage, I would get my little eyebrow defining brush. It's just nearer to the edge of the table, near where my foundation is lying down, towards me. Yes, over on my right hand side. That's, yes, really skinny little... I can't find it under all this mess. I'm so messy with my makeup. That's nearly it, but not quite it. The one next to it. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, that's... Oh, I found it in all this mess. What I normally do with this is I stick it in some dark brownish sort of eyeshadow, which is there, and I tend to just go over the inky sort of eyebrows that I've just done. If you usually yeah, and I just sort of define those and set them really and make them look a bit softer when you've gone over with when you've used a harsh eyeliner pen. Now I don't know about you, but I'm really liking it when your eyebrows join up to the side of your hair, like a sideburn. It works great, I think. I mean, the fashion of eyebrows has changed year after year. You used to have the pencil thin ones. You used to have the yeah, I'm done. They're so good. I don't used to do anything else to that at all. Now, I do like a bit of contour, so I'm going to do a bit of a subtle contour, not with this brush, because that's my powder brush, and I've already got plenty of that everywhere. Yeah, that works as a bit of a contour brush, so I can use the palette to my right. Now, the first pan in there, that's got a nice cool brown, the first pan has got a cool brown contour in it. And I'm going to just put a bit of that on my cheekbones and define all of my face. Yeah, I mean, I like to define my cheekbones, but today, do you know what, I'm going to define my whole side of my face. I'm going to make it look like I've got hair that joins onto my chin and my cheeks, like caveman style. I mean, why don't we just bring that back? You know, I think it's a good look. I'm loving it. I mean, it's kind of sideburns, isn't it? Really, you probably can't see it in this light. I think it's a good job. A bit itchy. Yeah. Yeah. So next, what about some eyeshadow? So this is a bit concerning. Now, the problem I've got is I've left my eyeshadow palette upstairs, but it's okay. I've got an eyeshadow brush. That's highlighter, so we won't use that right now. But what we can do is we can use not that, the eyeshadow that I used, not the pen. I used some eyeshadow a minute ago to set my eyebrows. It's underneath the 3 brushes in front of me, and that's eyeshadow. So why don't we just finish off the thick brown, black, hairy look with some brown eyeshadow, but not with a pen. We'll use a little eyeshadow brush that's covered in baby powder, by the way, so you might just want to flick some of that off. Flick it off, yeah, no, from the brush, not your hands. Yeah, so we can use this. I meant to pick up my eyeshadow palette, but I left it upstairs, so we'll go with brown eyeshadow. Why not? Let's go. So we're gonna put some of the eyeshadow onto the brush, and then just put that on your eyelids. And close your eyelids whilst you're doing this, because you know, just in case you're gonna go near your eyelids. But if you're just gonna stay on your eyebrows, it doesn't really matter. But just close them in case you want to put it onto your eyelids as well. But I think I prefer it just on my eyebrows, to be honest with you. And oh, that's really good. Get right in there. Try not to put it into your eyeball, because it might make your eyes water a bit. And it doesn't matter if you put it across the bridge of your nose, because you've gone for the Frida Kahlo eyebrow look. So it's just joining up the monobrow right there. Rub it in. Make it a bit blended. Bit blending. Now, I haven't bothered with contouring my nose, because I just think at this stage, it's just going to be too much and might kill me. So what we'll do now is a bit highlighter. Now, that's everyone's favourite part of makeup, the highlighter. This is a cheap one, just from MUA. Really decent, really nice, very shiny, very lovely. Now we're going to open that. We're going to get our highlighting brush, which it's kind of a double-ended brush. It's one of my favourite brushes, and the reason why it's double-ended is because the other end you can use as a blush and a contour, and that end that I'm showing you right now is what I'm going to use to highlight with. So I'm going to put that in there. It's a nice fluffy brush. No, the other end. And the other end, again, still. I'm sorry, I think I've had too much wine. And then I'm going to put this just on the highest point of my cheekbones. Now, I've got a really chubby face, and my highest point of my cheekbones is literally all of my cheeks. All of them. Every bit of it. Just put it on. In fact, don't even worry about where you're going to put your blusher afterwards. Just highlight, because highlighting is everything. And sorry, I slipped and put it into my mouth a little bit there. Not recommended. Yeah, I'll just blend it in my fingers a little bit. Now I'm nearly finished. Now I'm just going to get a bit of blusher. That's it, right there, that my right hand is on. That's what I'm going to use for my blusher. It's a nice Boots Natural Collection blusher. Lovely product. And what I'm going to do is get the same brush that I just used. It's a bit tricky to open. It's got a little other end of it, other side of it's got a mechanism, and then you just flip it open like this. And then what you do is you just get the brush, same brush you use, and use the other side of it, and then you put that in your cheeks, sort of in between where you contoured and where you put your highlighter. But if you put your highlighter and contour everywhere, then you could just put your blusher everywhere as well, obviously. It's really powdery, all this stuff. It's I would recommend not breathing so much whilst you're doing this, or waving it around and making it worse. So there's only one thing left to do, and it's you know, finishes off the look, unless you want to put on your lashes and whatnot. Now I'm not going to do that because I don't really wear false lashes, but I'm going to put on some nice mascara. So this lovely mascara I've got over here to my right it's really nice. Now I would be really careful when you go to put this on your eyes. So when you get this nice mascara, this is going to finish off your look. So you want to be really careful with it. Just be careful with it because it's going to finish off your look. Really be very careful when you do mascara on your outer corner of your eyelid and into your eyebrow. And actually, you know, it's fine. People do mascara their eyebrows these days. They usually use clear so that they can set their eyebrows. But I use black eyeliner to do my eyebrows, so why not put a bit of black mascara in as well? And wow, I can't believe I've actually managed to do exactly the same thing. I like symmetrically on the other side. I'm very impressed with myself for that. So you've done all that. You've got your lovely your base, which again, don't need to have full coverage, just dot it around, bit of powder everywhere. You know, it's all good. Now there's one more thing I want to do, which is set this in place, because I don't want this to come off. Look how good it looks. I want to keep this in place, but we're going to get some setting spray, which I've got here, and this is, give it a shake first, because this is a glowy one, so it's got lots of bits of glittery stuff in it. So if you spray that without shaking it, you're just going to get a big old splodge of glitter in one place. You don't really want that unless you're going like clubbing or something. So we're gonna do you want to test it first? Probably away from your face. Test it probably in the air first to make sure it's spraying well. So yeah, and then you just spritz it all around your face. That's quite enough. Actually, I think I did a bit too much there, and it's going to be really sparkly. But it's, yeah, I would just maybe do about, I don't know, about 10 centimetres further away your face than I just did, and probably a little bit less of an amount of that. It smells nice though, so that's good. So that's it for today. I'm going to, well, I'm not going out, obviously, so that's good. But that's not to say that I'm not totally happy with how my looks turned out today, and I hope that it's helped you in lockdown to, you know, a nice tutorial for an everyday staying at home look. Okay, thanks. Bye.